Thank you very much. How you doing? Thank you. This is my first public appearance, so please bear with me. My name is Tijuana Jackson. First off, I'd like to thank Mr. Jeff Pulver for putting on such an extraordinary event. Certainly. Once again, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I also like to thank him for allowing me to speak this afternoon. People know that usually when I voice my opinion, it's followed by controversy. And I'd also like to apologize in advance to those of you who may exit during my speech. Now, as some of you may know or may not, my name is Tijuana Jackson. I'm an ex-convict turned motivational speaker. Well, I came from a very troubled childhood. And I guess you could say I spent the majority of that childhood in and out of juvenile hall. But my first and last trip to prison actually occurred when the gas prices went up, believe it or not. And the police pulled into the parking lot and caught a nigga siphoning gas out of a motherfucking school bus. Heard me? Now, the shit was really just like a little misdemeanor, but it escalated to a felony for the simple fact that I was smoking a cigarette, therefore endangering the lives of the kids that were still on the bus. Okay, and I remember when I went to trial, it was actually the first time that I'd ever heard the judge refer to me as young man. And I turned to my public defender, like, who the fuck is he talking to? And not only did he refer to me as young man, in the same sentence, he had the nerve to say the word prison. And I remember because I looked the shit up in the dictionary to make sure I knew what he was talking about, okay? And suddenly, it hit me for the first time in my life that, well, I was actually an adult. I was no longer a kid. I couldn't continue making excuses for why I peed the bed. It was no longer funny for me to grope my auntie in public. And it was in this moment that I realized that I was an adult. And off to prison I went. And when I got to prison, I'm going to tell you something. It's a very interesting place. It's very systemized. Yes, I'm talking about everything. There's a hierarchy, like you can say from the state to the city, all the way down to the warden, down to the prison guard, down to the prisoners. They had a system. Even the prison itself, and the way in which it was set up, was a system. You had 9 blocks that surrounded a yard, and it was positioned in a way that everything remained in plain view, and it was set up so that the sunlight we maximized daylight at all times. And I was kind of taken by the fact that even the prisoners had a system. They had a hierarchy, they had a system. There was this recruitment strategy that they had. And with this recruitment strategy, what they would do is they would go out and they would find foot soldiers. But the way they would recruit them, and let me just fix this real quick. There's this rumor going around. Let me tell you something. You can't recruit a foot soldier with no damn honey bun in prison, okay? It's going to take more than that. And if you try to take motherfuckers fam style, you're going to end up with more enemies than friends. And for those of you who don't know, fam style is a prison term for missionary for sodomy in the missionary position. Anyway, the point that I'm making is this. Listen to me, okay? Is that this system was implemented by these shot callers. And the shot callers in prison are the people who really ran things, okay? And what they would do is they would go and they would pick off, one at a time. They would simply just pick off people. They'd be like, okay, I'm going to go for that one. And they'd put in the time and they'd get to know you and they'd make you feel special. And no matter what the other prison guards and what the other wardens and other prisoners said about you, these shot callers, they made you feel like a significant individual. They made you feel as though you were part of their team. They made you feel as if they needed you and that you could rely on them consistently and vice versa. You heard me? Okay. So now, you take that entire situation and how do we put it into context? Huh? Think about it. He went and recruited a couple foot soldiers. Those 2 foot soldiers went out to evangelize his cause, and next thing you know, they had 6 foot soldiers. And before you knew it, it's 100 foot soldiers out there all recruiting on behalf of this one shot caller. And that's how these guys took over the prisons. Now, where am I going with this? Well, here I am now, a motivational speaker. I'm standing out here in front of you. Okay, I got my own TV show. Some of you see me on HBO. Hell, I'm what Charlie Sheen could have been. You heard me? Okay, so bear with me because I want to take this to another level, all right? Because when I look at you, I realize something, man. We're all adults. Yeah. And when I was in prison and I saw the system, I realized that I too was no longer in juvenile hall. I was actually in prison amongst true adults who understood the value of system. See, back in juvenile hall, man, I give a pep talk at any minute of the day. It didn't really matter. But suddenly, in prison, I had to find a way to monetize it. I think that them pep talks was the only thing preventing me from having my manhood breached. You heard me? So standing here today, I would like to tell you that looking at you, I see a lot of myself. I see the old me. I see, I can see that your curiosity. I can see your drive. I can feel your enthusiasm. But the one thing that I do not feel, and I'm being honest with you, I do not feel your certainty. I don't feel the certainty. So I would like to provide you with a system that's going to help to reinforce some of that certainty. Are y'all ready? Do y'all want this system to reinforce that certainty? I'm feeling your enthusiasm. Okay. Well, here's how I'm going to break it down. Now, I was going to do a PowerPoint presentation, but sometimes, man, black folks don't prepare like they should. So I'm just going to break it down like this, man. When you get a minute, I want you to take a look at the top 100 people on Twitter. You're going to see some Kardashians. Yeah, you're probably going to see a Barack Obama or two. Britney Spears. Okay. You're going to see a few Justins. Okay. One of them got soul, one of them got old. But the point is that it's a no-brainer. These people are famous. These people are famous. They're on TV. Okay, well, let's go down. Let's go down to like the bottom. Let's go down to that 900 section. And suddenly, the faces are not as familiar. Now, mind you, Twitter has a huge following. Why are these people in the top 1,000? Huh? You reckon? Is that music telling me to get up stage? No way! Okay, here go the bottom line right here. Let me break it down to you, and I'll close it up. This is the bottom line right here. Is that with the exception of Lady Gaga, you will find that the people in the top 100, well, believe it, are better dressed than the people in the top 1,000. And the point that I'm making is this right here, all right? The one thing that the 1,000 and the 900s have in common is this: substantial content, a consistent stream of substantial content. Now, if you put your heart and soul into it, yes, I'm the only black man to get on stage tonight and tell you at the 140 conference that tweeting is not enough, okay? You put your heart and soul into 100 pieces of true, meaningful, substantial content, guess what you got? You got 100 foot soldiers. There's your system. Tweeting ain't enough. Get off your ass, produce some foot soldiers, okay, and let them go to work for you. That's all I got to say. Thank you. Okay? Now, I have a very special guest for you. We got to move things along. I didn't realize I had blew through that much time in such a quick, Sometimes when you're a life coach with my kind of charisma, you get carried away. But I'd like to introduce you to VP of Marketing at Funny or Die. Who here don't know Funny or Die? If you know him, let me get a hand clap for Funny or Die, okay? I'd like to introduce to y'all right now Mr. Patrick Starzan, the VP of Marketing at Funny or Die. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because this is a hell of a presentation. My name is Tijuana Jackson. You can find me at Tijuana Jackson on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. Or call me at 310-363-7145. Tijuana Jackson. Thank you.